Hey guys, it's Brendan Eyre. Before we get started, if you like the show, make sure you subscribe, rate it, review it. All that stuff helps. Follow us on social media. Shitbrains Show on every platform. We even got YouTube. We got a Facebook group. And if you want bonus content, go to patreon.com/shitbrainshow. And if you have questions you want answered on the podcast, hit up shitbrainshow@gmail.com. Enjoy the program.
My brain is shit, man. It's shitty. Like it doesn't function properly. It just does whatever it wants. Life's still pretty good. This is Shit Brains.
Welcome to Shit Brains. My name is Brendan Eyre. I got a shitty brain. I realize I should clarify that this is a bit of a mental health focused podcast, and I am proud to have a shit brain, and you guys out there should be as well. Yes, I got a shit brain, but it does some wonderful things. We're not denigrating shit brains. We're celebrating people like us that have some kind of fucking malfunction going on in their brain, right? And I'm joined as always by my co-host Jimmie Graham. Jimmy, what's going on, man?
What's up, buddy? Shout out Shitbrain Nation. How are you?
I love just on the second podcast to assume we have a nation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that is, I'm very excited today. We have a phenomenal comedian whose debut album just came out. Hillbilly Boujee, is that correct? Hillbilly Boujee. You can get it wherever you get comedy albums. What I would fucking do if I were you is just get a phone, stream it on repeat, and throw it into the fucking woods and just pay her forever. Mary Santora is here joining us. What's up, Mary?
Hello. Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
I have to tell you guys this before we start. I am in a low spot. I got punked out by my baby. Yeah, dude, straight up. She straight up just pulled a prison power move on me. Just bitched me. So like, she can sit up, like if I put her in a chair, like she can't sit up on her own, but if I put her in a chair, she can sit up.
Yeah.
And I like to put her in like a big chair and then just talk to her about adult things because I think that's fun, you know?
Just
like,
a visual of it?
Yeah, like I like to think she's real, you know? Like we're just
so Antifa, huh?
yeah. What are your thoughts on Antoine Arbery?
Yeah.
And,
it's like, did you see his emails? Did you read the Fauci emails? They're pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. And so it was hot, and like, you probably don't know this, Jimmy. I bet Mary does. Babies, they change, like they're like drag queens. They change 30 times a day. You can't get through them a day with one outfit. They'll shit on it, they'll throw up on it. It's like 30 outfits a day. So it was hot. We were in between outfits. She just had her diaper on, right? She stares me dead into the eyes. No smile, nothing. Just a dead, cold, fish-eyed, Russian, like a fucking, like a Russian poker player into my eyes. Takes her hand, grabs the crotch of her diaper, and then just does the loudest shit I've ever heard. Just doesn't break eye contact. Just
up the back?
Yeah, and she shit at me, Mary. She stared me in the eye. And it was like a longshoreman's shit. It was like,
my God,
it was like the shits I was afraid of when my dad would take me into the bathroom at the Browns game when I was little. Like, just like a full grown man's shit. And then just
a unionized shit.
Yeah. Just kept looking at me like, what the fuck are you gonna do?
You're gonna clean it, aren't you? You're gonna wipe me.
Yeah, you have to. And it was just like, fuck, dude, you're the shot caller on the yard now. I'm bitched out by my own daughter.
Like the shit after you drink Jaeger and eat Taco Bell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like,
dude, it was wild.
on.
And I was like, I didn't know you could shit that loud.
Dude.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
Babies, I have 12 nieces and nephews,
Yeah.
so I don't have any kids of my own, but I've been changing diapers since I was 11 years old.
Gross.
And it is disgusting what comes out of this tiny, her body's probably what, 2 feet? That's it? All of it? And you're like, where did all of this even come from? It's insane.
She just weighed in at 2'1", 14 pounds, 14 ounces. She's 2'1".
right.
That's very
Nice.
small.
Punking you out, dude.
Just punking me out.
Doing
A
it.
third of your size.
Yeah.
That's like a homeless person move. Just staring you in the eyes and shitting.
This was what I was going to say to you guys. I feel like if you're listening out there, dude, you can use this in life. You know what I mean? If your boss is like, hey, I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday, just grab your crotch, don't break eye contact, and shit your fucking pants. And
on the floor, right there.
Right there. And then don't say it. You can't talk first because he's going to break and be like, you know what? We'll get someone else for Saturday.
Like, you know, you don't need to come in Saturday or ever. I think we're done here. That's enough.
They could fire you for that?
For shitting on your boss's floor? I think that's a fireable offense.
No, in your pants.
In your pants.
It's gonna leak.
Is it? I've shit my pants and stayed contained.
Fired? Can you get fired for shitting your pants?
I don't know.
Well,
should I go get a job at McDonald's and just shit my pants?
Here's the thing. Here's the problem. They're gonna have to prove intent. You know what I mean? You can't get fired for shitting accidentally in your pants. But if you're like, he stared at me, this was an intentional shit. He shit at me.
He grabbed his crotch. He didn't break eye contact.
I love the idea of them taking it to court. Like you're trying to get unemployment or workman's comp or something.
You show up and defend yourself.
Yeah, just like
while shitting your pants.
The pants shitting version of Philadelphia, the movie. You know, instead of AIDS, it's proving he shit his pants on purpose. Now, it is time, Mary, what we like to do, because you know Jimmy.
I've known Jimmy a long time.
Jimmy is one of my favorite guys on earth. He's also could be described, as I could be described, a bit of a troubled man. We like to do a Jimmy check.
Jimmy check!
We like a Jimmy check. Jimmy, since we were last in here, what kind of mishaps and goings-on have been amidst in... That's not the right word. I try to think
Have you been amidst?
What?
I think that's amidst.
Amidst. Amidst. I guess is amidst like among?
Yes,
I should have just said what the fuck have
Jeremy,
you been doing?
can you pull it up?
I think it means like among. We're amidst each other's company, I guess.
I don't know.
So what have I amidst?
No.
What have you? What trouble? What have you admitted?
What have you admitted? Allegedly, Your Honor. Hold on.
Amidst. Yeah.
What a dumb word.
Oh, it's a variant of amid. Yeah.
Well, then, amid means being, I think amid is like being in the middle of
it.
Among is just like near.
Right.
Do difference
what a
between.
Horrible definition.
Difference between amidst and among. Do that, Jeremy.
What I don't like is variance. Get rid of variance. Why do we, if amidst is a variance of amid, then get rid of it. There's too many words.
Amidst is often confused with among. The online dictionary defines amidst as being in the middle of or surrounded by something, and among is mingling or intermixing.
This is too much homework.
With distinct or separate objects.
I would argue that what they just said
is the same thing.
Fucking thing. All right, Jimmy, fuck that. What have you been doing?
Yes, there we go.
Instantly zoned out.
Yeah.
The second you
it's so crazy.
It, like,
the second words come up, we've only been doing this. This is our third podcast, but I have noticed one thing. The second words come up on that screen, you can forget Jimmy paying any type of attention. Well, he just starts looking at his hands like Lucy, the talking gorilla, just like, fuck this.
Can you read?
That'd be sick if I couldn't.
Right?
How awesome would that be?
That's how you find out Jimmy doesn't want to look at the screen. Like, dude, can you read? Is that like...
We'll never know. I like for that will be one of the great mysteries of the podcast.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You'll never know.
Yeah.
Jimmy check. I woke up late. I'm very sorry to Mary and Brendan.
You're all good, dude.
He doesn't respect our time.
Yeah.
No,
you're right. I fucking am an idiot. How do you show up late at 1:30? Or 1.
I don't know.
1. I'm sorry.
I don't know, Jimmy. How do you?
How did it happen? Why don't you walk us through it?
Because we were here on time, so we don't know.
We had the show. I had the Winchester show last night, and then went and saw Noah. And then don't remember what happened after that.
There it is.
There woke up. The old Jimmy blackout.
The old Jimster blackout.
The old Jimmy blackout.
Woke up in all of my clothes.
That's always what it is. Face down on a bed, fully clothed.
Shoes on.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been awake for 20 minutes. But on my way here, I woke up, you know that like panic wake up, right?
Yeah, your chest is shaky.
I'm like, oh shit, my friends are here. Like, fuck, I'm an idiot. And I'm getting my fucking car and I just start speeding up the road. And then I'm interrupted by a very long and very slow Pride parade.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Which I don't recall seeing anything saying,
notification.
Hey, it's the first
nothing.
weekend of June.
Yeah. 100, fine.
But I'm saying
let
this
me
is
cut
when it
through
would be.
through the fucking parade with an unprotected left to get here to hang out with my friends,
right,
and do the pod. I was like fucking gays.
Yeah, so you had
gay
traffic-related homophobia.
Traffic-related homophobia.
That's rare.
I was like, put it.
It's like road rage.
It's road rage. You had
road homophobia.
Yeah. You had.
road.
Yeah, we all want to say it. But
homo rage.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that I would say is like, better. I would say that's it's not good, but it's better than just unrestrained homophobia. You know what I mean? If you were just like, I hate gay people, that's really fucked up. What you did, not great, but at least you had like, it wasn't like, cause they fuck men. It was like, cause they are stopping traffic
blocking
on
my
Detroit.
fucking road. Yeah.
Yeah. That's at least like a little, you had a progressive form of homophobia, Jimmy.
That's nice.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it nice. Well, so that's good. So that's the Jimmy check. I had one more thing, and then we want to talk to Mary. We want to get into our interview with Mary Santora. I have a problem that I need your guys' advice.
Yeah.
So
is this better or worse than the shitting baby?
The shitting baby.
That's not really a problem.
That's not like a real problem. You know, that's fun to talk about, but I'm in charge of that. Like if that's a good laugh, but the truth is I can kick the shit out of her.
Do anything you want.
You know what I mean? I can throw her in the river.
Feed her to
She's
bears.
tiny, 2 feet tall, nothing. She doesn't know her biggest enemy in life is sleeves. She hates sleeves. She hates putting her arm through sleeves. And I'm like, you shit on your own face and laugh, and you are mad at a sleeve. Like you don't know anything. And I wouldn't throw my baby in a river. I want to make that clear, unless provoked. But this is a real issue. So I'm going to my psychiatrist now. Which, when you're a guy like me who kills himself every couple of years, you got to do that. And he goes, great guy, good psychiatrist, keeps my brain in good shape. He goes, do you care if I have a resident sit in? And I go, I don't give a fuck. Like, I talk about on stage how crazy I am. Have whoever you want sit in. He didn't say, do you care if I have a resident sit in who's super fucking hot?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, Mary, I was like trying to make my problems cooler because there was this hot girl there. Was
it a hot girl or a hot guy?
It was a hot girl. Yeah. And I was like sitting there like, I'm so depressed. It's just so hard giving all these girls their first orgasm ever.
It's just really got me down, man.
Fuck, man. I mean, you don't know what it's like having the biggest dick in the world.
The discrimination that I feel.
I was working on my fucking...
Yeah. It's like to have a big dick and to have so much money, it's just too much to bear.
It's a lot of pressure. You don't realize.
It was weird. I feel like you gotta give that, and I guess that would be an inappropriate warning in this day and age, but...
By the way, she's hot. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, I feel like, because that would have changed my answer. Like, I would have been like, I don't know, like, because I'm in here to talk about how sad my life is. And my life is good, but how sad my brain is. And now this beautiful woman is there, and I'm like, I'm good, dude. Like,
can we take the medication down a bit? I feel like we'd be.
Yeah.
I'm cured, actually. So.
It's weird. It's like I never get tired of eating pussy. It's crazy.
Yes.
My jaw never goes numb.
What do you mean?
Is that a side effect?
Yeah. What do you mean when I hung myself? Don't fucking lie, doctor. You hung yourself.
You fucking quack. Nerd.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do. She's coming back, so I don't know. I'm going to have to like...
Does it really make you feel like weird?
I mean... It does, like, look, it's a hot girl. So
you want the approval of hot people.
Yeah,
everybody does.
I want, like, but at the same time, like, I do realize, like, especially before I was with my lady, not especially, only before I was with my lady, I did realize, like, oh, being crazy, like, got me laid a lot of times. You know?
Really?
Like, yeah, people feel sorry for
like
crazy
you guys like nutcases.
Yeah, they do.
I
Girls
don't.
love... Yeah, no, you don't want to be with them. You know what I mean?
You just want to sleep
but like,
with them.
you're like, let me get on this roller coaster for a night, see where that goes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because like a normal guy, he's going to use his dick. I'm using everything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And same with Jimmy. That guy will put a fucking popsicle up your ass.
Anything.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Don't care.
Doesn't care. Yeah. So like I was getting laid off my craziness for years. So there is some degree of like, yeah, maybe I'll impress her with how fucked up I am.
Right.
You know, like maybe that's the route to go. Maybe she'll write a paper about me.
Brendan shows up at therapy with like a pack of Marlboros rolled up in his fucking arm. Like toothpick.
Leather jacket. It's 95 degrees outside. He's like, what are you doing?
It's just like an old greaser.
What Joe Biden thinks is cool.
Like, yes. He's just like taking the comb through his hair and like slapping the grease out like, every time.
Just like cigarettes in the sleeve.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You should, if it does make you feel weird though, and you do have the power, and maybe that'll be like a nice. I don't know. You wouldn't do it, but if you just were like, get her the fuck out of here.
I could
I'm
absolutely.
paying for this.
Well,
get her out.
My girl did that.
She would think that that's cool.
Yeah.
If you looked at her and you're like, get her out.
You know what though? Sometimes women do respond to rejection that way. So she'd be like, "What did I do?" To like,
yes.
and then she'll talk to you afterward and be like, "I hope I didn't make you feel uncomfortable."
I love how you're explaining that to me and Jimmy. Two
like you
sick
guys
fucks who have been using every trick in the book for 20 years.
Did you guys know we like being kind of treated badly? Like,
Have you guys heard of negging?
is this like a thing you've ever tried? Or all right.
My lady did do that because this creepy motherfucker, when we were having the baby, this med student was just like this Transylvanian fuck came in and was like, I am learning. Can I watch? And I was so proud because my lady's kind of shy and she was just like, no.
Well, because you gotta think she's in the most vulnerable position. She's wide open
and just like, hurting.
Yes, and pushing, and it's more pain than she'll ever be in her whole life. And she's like, "Get out of here, like you psycho!"
And
what
also,
is this?
like, I mean, I get it. Maybe you've got a limited degree of English, but like. Can I watch?
Right.
That's not the way.
No.
That's not the way.
Maybe write it down. Pass us a note. That's maybe better.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, no, I bet that he probably didn't even work there.
Yeah.
He was probably just the janitor. He goes to every room. He
works in the cafeteria. He brings up the lunch.
Yeah, it's worked one time.
Now, Mary, so I should say, for those of you that don't know Mary's work, you got to check it out. She's hilarious. What's going on with you? Where's your brain at?
Man, I have had, it's been such a weird year for me. 2021 has been simultaneously the worst and best year of my life. And it's such a weird combination of highs and lows because like my dad passed away in January. So thank you. Yeah. He died from complications of COVID. Right. So it was like, it's just been awful trying to navigate that. And then a couple weeks ago, my uncle died. And so it's just, I've had a lot of loss this year and just trying to navigate it and figure it out. And my dad passing away triggered my second round of anxiety that I've had in my life. So it's like I had a couple panic attacks back in like 2014 and 15. Sure. And then it got to the point where because my dad died from COVID, that I was so worried about leaving my house. That I was like, I'm going to get COVID and die. So I like became this mole person who never left, you know? And so I was having like 4 panic attacks a week and it was just the worst. And I ended up going on medication, which has been phenomenal. I started Lexapro, and within a few days, I felt better. And this whole time, I've been fighting it, where I'm like, I'm not depressed. I don't have anxiety. Fuck you guys. I can fix it on my own. And then 3 days into medication, I'm like, okay, so maybe it's a chemical problem. All right, so maybe there's something wrong with my brain.
Well, she's taking the Jimmy method.
Yes,
you ignore it at all costs.
Right? Yes, because I would be like, I'll just work out more. Or I'll just do more yoga. Right. Or I'll just, you know what I mean? Before finally giving in and being like, oh, this is a chemical problem.
Well, it was funny because like I would always like feel sorry for myself, feel like less than because I had to take these medicines to be a normal person.
Yep.
And the only doctors would be like try and be like
they give
nice. They try and be nice and like give me like like make me feel okay about it. And the only guy that ever got through to me was this guy. I was like, man, it makes me feel shitty. Like, why do I got to take a pill every morning to feel normal?
Yeah.
And he goes, boo hoo. Do you think diabetics like insulin? Fucking take your pill.
Yes.
And I was like, oh. okay.
My doctor-
Yeah.
Like, that's how all doctors should be.
They should.
He literally said boo hoo, and I was like, is
That's
that
wonderful.
legal?
His bedside manner maybe needs a little work, but my doctor gave me the same analogy
Yeah.
where she was like, would you, cause I told her, I said, I feel like a failure. I feel like I can't manage my own shit.
Right.
And now I have to, she's like, would you feel like a failure if you were diabetic and needed insulin?
Yeah.
Oh my
I was
god,
like,
they're
no.
all using this fucking
They really
same
are.
recycled
Well,
line.
now that I found out how her doctor said it, I'm like, my guy could have said it a little
He could have
nicer.
been nicer. He probably looked at you and was like, this guy's
hey,
tatted up.
hey, bud. Yeah.
He can handle it this way. But so after starting medication, I haven't had a panic attack in 2 months, and it was
Nice.
the first 2 weeks were
I'm having one right now.
Are you?
No.
Do you need? What do you need?
That'd be sick.
Name something you can taste, something you can touch, something you can smell, something you can hear.
I can smell a LaCroix coming in from
There
Jeremy.
he
Jeremy,
is.
can you grab me a LaCroix, please? I love you.
But within days, I felt better, and I was like, after the first 2 weeks, I'm like, this is the first time in 6 months that I've gone 2 weeks without a panic attack. You know,
That's
so
great.
just for that alone was great. And so I feel like I'm evening out and dealing with I'm starting grief counseling in a couple weeks. So like dealing with that has been really tough. And then at the same time, I've had a really successful year as far as comedy goes because I released my first album, and I get a lot of love in Cleveland from the Alan Cox Show, being a co-host
Sure,
on the
yeah.
radio. So all of our fans buy the album and stream it and support it, and showed up and sold out my album recording. And so like the album has been doing great. It got picked up by Sirius, and it's like all these wonderful things that are happening in that aspect.
But
And
you're
it's-
also a mentally ill psychopath.
100%. Where
Nice.
it's like I can't even enjoy this fully because I'm so sad.
Yeah.
you know.
Damn.
So
It's a weird feeling because I had a year like that. I had a year where I was, and this was shortly before like I really broke down and came back to Cleveland and was in the psych ward and the mental hospital and all this. But I had this year where I did the Montreal Comedy Festival, I did Seth Meyers, and I did Adam Devine's show on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And all through this year, other than doing comedy, I never left my bed.
Yeah.
I was like, I was so fucking depressed, and I was already sober, but I never left my bed. And it's this weird thing where you're like, it makes it hard because like. Now with you, it's a little different because your dad passed, so
Yeah.
at least you know. But with me, I was like, "What? How could I be sad when like all these things I wanted
That you-
are happening?
Right.
Like, you know, like and I can't even do anything. Like the only thing the only good thing other than that happened that year was I had this. I was seeing this deaf girl for like 3 months, and that was.
did you learn
fun.
sign language?
No,
Or you just didn't talk?
Well, we didn't.
In her ass.
We
Ew.
had no way of communicating.
That's
She
how
had,
you
like-
did it. They
she
say
had-
to spell it out to be better at cunnilingus.
Yeah,
That's how you
That's
talk
how
to
I
her.
talked to her.
Yeah.
She had a
Morse code on her clit.
she had like a program on her iPad where we would write to each
Oh,
other.
okay.
And there's nothing. Saddest thing in the world is having to get up, walk across a room naked, grab an iPad, come back, and write out, "I'm sorry I came too soon." It's like the-
She could have been like, she just waves it off. Like,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what
no,
you're going
I
to
know
say.
what
I
happened.
get it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that was the only other good thing that happened that year.
Well, I've started dating a really great guy too, so I feel
So that's
like
great.
his mom passed away 10 years ago, so he's really helped me through the grief thing, and it's like I almost feel guilty when I do have great things happening in my life where I'm like, well, then what the fuck? Like, why do I need an anti-anxiety medication when
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's just like it's just been the most 50-50 year where
Yeah.
the highs are super high, the lows are really low, and I'm just trying to live in this middle ground. You
yeah,
know?
but you know, I think like I mean, I can't super relate with your dad passing. I mean, I've lost friends. I have not lost either of my parents, but I think it's like, you know, I mean, you're taking a medication that's helping your life, right? You know,
Right.
and it's like, so what? So
Right.
fucking what? You
Right.
know, like these people that give a hard time about that, it makes me so like when Tom Cruise like goes on rants against medication, I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Your brain's not crazy. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Well,
No, his
it
brain
is.
is 100%
It is,
his-
but
his
extra
is-
crazy.
it's extra crazy, but not in the way that's like debilitating. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like,
It's in
fuck
the-
you, motherfucker. I couldn't go outside.
Yep.
You know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I take a pill and I can. So suck my dick.
Right.
You know, like
That's exactly what
you
it
were
is.
having panic attacks.
4
you take
times
a pill,
a week.
and now you're not. So
Yes.
then fuck anyone else who's saying don't do that, you know? And fuck that voice in your head that's telling you like, "What? Oh, you're a failure." It's like, no, you're not. You're a tremendous success. Your comedy's killing it. You're on the radio. Of course, you're sad. Your dad passed away, you
Right.
know, and you're dealing with panic attacks. And there's a medicine that treats panic attacks.
Right,
So,
yeah.
like, what are we, cavemen? Where you're not supposed to fucking take advantage
Right.
of that? The thing that would drive me nuts is like, in the height of, because anxiety was a big thing for me. I
Yeah.
mean, I still have horrible stage fright, and I have a
blows
lot of
my mind.
anxiety.
I know, right? Because you look so comfortable.
Yeah, it's a lot of trickery. You know what helped me a lot? A really big thing in my career was finding out how much stage fright Mitch Hedberg had, because he was
Really?
always my favorite.
Yeah.
And when I found that out, I was like, "Fuck! If he had it,
Yeah.
that's fine."
You
You know,
know, like heroin
yeah,
solves that.
yeah. He was. He
You want to
unfortunately
feel
he
real
was,
relaxed up there?
Unfortunately, he was pre-Lexapro.
Yeah. Found his own medicine.
Yeah, but it used to make me so mad when I was like having these like panic attacks that were like literally driving me to the ER, like on the
Yes!
and people would be like, "Have you tried jogging?" And it's
I'll
like,
fucking kill you.
motherfucker,
I will
of course I've
murder
tried
you.
everything. Like, fuck you. Yeah, I've been sprinting for 5 days.
I have not stopped running. I'm Forrest Gump right now. Don't
Yeah.
tell me to try it.
yeah.
And everybody wants to offer, and I know it's coming from a good
Right,
place
right.
where they're like, just do one thing for yourself today. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking get it. Okay, I took a shower. That's the most I could do today.
yeah.
And I cried in the shower.
Right,
like, you
right,
know,
yeah.
I totally get that.
Yeah,
I love your when you post shit and you get those like have you ever looked at her shit?
Yeah.
Like the radio guys that'll,
Oh my God.
that'll hop in and just be like, "You stupid bitch, fuck
Yeah.
you."
I had a.
Oh, what you're oh, I'm sorry your dad died. Make me laugh, you fucking bitch.
So
Show me your
yesterday-
feet.
Yes,
Those guys.
seriously, that's 100% what it is. And I need to say that overwhelmingly positive numbers of people will be like there for you, understanding, and it's a very small percentage of people who are the assholes.
Right.
And
My people.
Jimmy's people, yes,
Jimmy
the trolls.
contingency.
They. So like yesterday, I had a very emotional day. We're planning my dad's funerals next weekend, and I was on the phone with cemeteries and family members and all this stuff all morning. And family drama that's 25 years old is coming up, and I got a phone call 10 minutes before I had to be on air. And I'm like, I can't have this conversation right now.
Right.
And so during the first segment, my voice is shaking and cracking. Tears are streaming
Sure,
down my
yeah.
face, you know. And sure enough, people are commenting and they're like, "Oh, she's crying again. What a dumb bitch." And I'm just like, just trying to plan burying my dad. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because people think that you're not a human being.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
think that you're not a person because they hear your voice, they listen every day. So there's a sense of entitlement to your life.
Right.
And it's also like you're not real. So it's just like, boo hoo. Oh, are we going to hear more about your therapy today? And I'm like, yes.
Those guys are
You
so
are.
awesome.
They're so awesome.
They're great. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, because like I think as public figures, like we all get it. Now, radio's a little different. You're every day, and
Right.
there's this
4.5 hours a
So
day,
there's this
yeah.
giant, local audience that really feels like you. But the one thing I have found that's rough is that women get it. They get it the same as men, and then on top of that, they get the physical stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I had an ex, super funny comedian, and had a Conan set, killed, and just the number one comment on YouTube was, "Your knees are fat."
Right.
It's just
People are just
and she was
rude.
hot. She was hot, and it's like, what the fuck?
And they're
Like-
not listening to what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's an absolute mess. It's just such a. I'm getting better. A year and a half into being on the radio, I'm getting better at not listening to the comments and not paying attention
Yeah.
because these people are just keyboard warriors, that are just sad themselves. And I try to give them the grace because I'm sure they've got stuff going on.
Hey.
but
Don't
what?
talk about my people.
You're a keyboard
We're not
warrior.
keyboard warriors.
You are.
I will. This is my strategy: is I ignore it. I fully ignore it until every once in a while. It's probably like once a month. I just get mad enough that I'm like some guy. What did he write? I had some joke that blew up on TikTok, and some guy wrote like just like this guy's a shitty Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah.
And it's like,
What?
that's not even accurate.
The
You know
fuck?
what I mean?
Right.
Like, if I was a shitty anyone, it would be like a shitty Kyle Kinane or something, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like that's not even, or like a shitty Tom Segura. Like, and I just, like, it was just a bad day, and
Yeah.
like normally I ignore them, and like, but like about once a month I go, "What is your address? I will fight you," and like literally, because like I will, you know,
Yeah,
like
I'll
I'm
come- we
mad,
can do
and
this
if you
right now.
if you want to
Yeah.
say that, fine, let's
Yeah.
fucking fight, you piece of shit, and
Yeah.
like they never answer, but like I wonder I think I would go there if it was like
If he gave you his address, you would get in your car and drive
I think
to go
so.
fight some.
I think
Now,
4 hours would be my driving deadline.
That's what I was going to
Yes.
ask. Is that
Cincinnati.
in what amount of time are
4
you going
hours.
to talk yourself down? You're
Yeah.
not driving to Cincinnati.
I would, yeah.
You would drive to
Cincinnati would be my cutoff.
Okay.
Cincinnati.
You would
I-
go to Detroit,
Yeah.
Cincinnati,
Yeah.
and a little past Pittsburgh.
Erie, PA.
Yeah.
You might not make it to Indianapolis.
Yeah, so you everyone listening, that is the radius where you will be in a fight with me if you're negative
shit.
if I
Maybe-
catch
you
your
know
negative
what?
comments at the wrong time.
I should just adopt that, where I just start threatening to fist fight everybody.
Well, you have you have an advantage because
Yeah.
you're a woman. Because it's like if they fight you and they beat you up, they're fucked. Because
Yeah.
then
Oh, yeah.
then their whole life is ruined.
Yeah.
They beat up a woman,
Yes.
like so they can't even fight back. You can
Right.
stab them. You should say,
I should
"I'll
just-
come stab you."
I'll come fight you right
Yeah.
now. You don't know. It's so funny too because when this year's been rough with trolls and stuff, especially just because I'm already hyper emotional.
Yeah.
I was apologizing to my boyfriend the other day. I'm like crying and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just
fuck
feeling
is that like?
insecure
I've
and
never
involved.
Apologize to ever.
Well, what's funny is that we both have been in therapy. And so our conversation, I've explained this to Jimmy before. Our conversations are very therapy. They sound like we're in a therapy
That's
session.
insane.
Where I'll sit down and I'll be like, I feel like you disrespected me last week and I just want to get out my feelings on that issue. And if we can talk through it, that'd be great. And then he'd be like, I feel like you're not listening to me. And that's a big trigger for me not being heard.
Fuck that.
And that's like,
Fuck this.
and that's
I
like
hate
how
this.
our conversation.
I hate that so much.
No, it's I will
It's
say,
healthy.
It's healthy. I've
It's-
never been in a relationship that's this healthy.
I would
before.
tell you, Jimmy, because I totally relate. Because my wife is like, she's great. She's kind of like 100% like behind me, no matter what, like ride or die. I don't know about die, but like solid. But she also is like, dude, you're fucking crazy, and you don't react to stuff right. And
Right.
we got to figure that out because I'm not going to be shit on. And so we kind of have like worked on that. So we've kind of had to do some of that shit. And you're right. It feels so fucking lame. It works.
It feels.
But you
Clinical
feel
and,
like
does.
such a
Good.
dork.
Like you do. You really are
Listen,
sitting there.
I understand what you're saying to
Dude,
me
I'm
right now.
telling you. It's,
Yeah,
it's
you're-
very helpful and it puts you up for a very healthy long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Fucking
You have a
flask
flask in your pocket? Did you just find that?
Yeah.
You just found that.
Jimmy
Yeah.
just found a flask in his pocket.
He reached in like
Yeah.
confused.
I was like, ow,
what
I don't
is
remember.
that?
I don't.
Is there anything left in it?
Wallet. Yeah.
Also, I have to say this about Jimmy before we get back to the subject.
No, you're good.
This is what Jimmy. This is how you know what Jimmy's normal texting life is like. This is what Jimmy's phone. Jimmy texted us to say that his alarm didn't go off. This is what his phone auto corrects to. Sorry, my alarm didn't. Hun BJ.
Yeah. You know he's calling all the girls
You're
hun.
calling girls hun?
Hun?
Are you calling girls hun?
What's up, hun? No, I am now. What's up, hun? I like that.
Hey, hun.
Hey, hun.
That's like how bank tellers address
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Hey, hun, what did
Yeah,
you need?
Yeah. That.
It's intermission time.
Hey guys, it's Brendan. Sorry to interrupt. I just have to tell you, if you like the show, we do a bonus episode every week, plus tons of other content. Go to patreon.com/shitbrainshow. All right, back to the action.
We're happy to have you with us tonight and hope you'll come back often.
I've literally, Jimmy, I've had to say to my lady, I've had to be like, can't we just fucking yell at each other and then I go away for a while and then it's fine.
I go through the car wash.
Like I've asked
Yeah.
for my old life back. I've said like,
Yeah.
can't we just scream Then I go away, and then we never talk about it again. And she
Isn't
goes,
it-
no.
No?
Dude, we
She
had
wouldn't let
one.
me.
We had one incident like that where my boyfriend blew up, and I stood there and I was like, "I'm not the one." I was like, "I'm not gonna fight.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
throw shit at you. If you want to chill, I'm gonna take off for a little while and we can talk. But I'm not this. Whatever you're looking for, you're not getting
That's
it from
the
me."
thing. That's what my lady did. I was like, why do we have to talk feelings? Why don't you slap me, and then it'll be even.
Let me get pissed.
I don't like feelings,
Yes.
but
Right.
she's made me do it, and it worked. I gotta say, it works. Like,
This
and
is the healthiest, like I said, healthiest relationship I've ever
yeah,
been
it's
in.
amazing. We're now raising this little prison yard baby together, and it's going well. So, I mean, it does work, but it will
It feels
feel
lame.
Yeah,
it feels like
yeah.
you're in a movie or
Yeah,
something. Like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah, especially for someone like the three of us who are probably used to like pretty unhealthy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy probably still in them regularly, but like it feels fucking lame. But it does work, and at first it was really hard for me to be
It's
like
uncomfortable
Yeah.
until you like
Yeah,
the first
to be
couple
like-
because you're sitting there like I'm not in the therapist stuff. I'm sitting at his dining room table and I'm just like I'm not trying to project my past onto you.
Yeah,
Processing
dude.
everything.
It's intense, man, and
Yeah.
it takes some doing. Like at first, I was like I didn't even know how to say feelings.
Yeah.
like I would just say,
I'm pissed.
I feel warm.
Right, yeah.
like just wrong, you
When
know?
you're
like-
around, it's nicer.
Yeah, I feel red in my face.
If the color green was I feel that in
Yeah.
my heart.
Now I want to, Jeremy. Oh, by the way, I always got to mention this. We are blasting at you from the Golden Ox Studio. Jeremy Demery on the boards. When Jimmy and I are in here, a lot of people call it the Golden Cock Studio because of our penises.
You guys
know?
have nice dicks?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Me and you.
Oh, no, my dick sucks.
Well, it doesn't work sometimes.
Yeah.
but nobody's is 100%.
You can't be 100% all
If
the time.
losers get hard all the time, that's what
Right.
I always say. If your dick works every time, you're an idiot.
Get the fuck out of
Get
here.
the fuck out of
What
here.
You're
happened
talking
to
about
you?
feelings, loser. Your dick works now,
I
and
just,
you're
I just-
happy.
I just punch holes in drywall and then can't get it up.
Yeah, that's probably
my
just
life.
as healthy.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing. there's-
Hun.
Hun. That's what he's doing that's how he thinks feelings work. He's punching as he's using pet
Yeah,
names.
just blaming her, like, "Hun, what'd you do to my dick?
Look at what you made me
This
do.
thing doesn't
Look
work."
at this sweetheart.
Yeah,
Dude, punching drywall fucking rules.
no,
I've never
because
done
then
it.
you gotta fix. I mean, whose drywall are you
That's
punching?
therapy.
I
Your
mean,
own.
look, I trained MMA in New York for years, and that was great therapy. But like drywall, the problem with that is then you got to fix your
Now you have
drywall.
a
That's
project.
the therapy, though. That is the therapy.
When you're
Therapy
just
is the
spackling.
fixing.
Patch it, and then you sit there and you sand it down. It's nice.
You know what, Jimmy? This may sound wild, but I think this is okay.
You might be onto something here.
Like as hesitant as I am to say something you've come up with therapeutic wise is good. I think the fact that the calmness of patching and fixing drywall, I think that's a good thing. Have you
should open a studio. You know how like they have those smash rooms
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you go and you can just break whatever you want?
Yeah.
It's just drywall.
But with
and
you can bring a gun.
No, a fist. Why would you want a gun? The shooting ranges are real. Why would you do that?
I love how Mary had a relevant idea and you just go, yeah, and a gun.
Right, also guns.
Yeah.
What? I was going to say charge people, make money.
Yeah.
And then be like, here, come punch this wall. Then you patch it up. You pay me $50.
Right.
And you feel better afterward. But now you're like, but let's shoot people too.
Yeah, no, I like it. This is a good idea.
I find those breaking things businesses deplorable.
Yeah?
Because
I kind of like the idea of it.
no, because to me, I'm like, that's for pussies. You know what I mean? Like, break someone else's shit. Don't
Yep.
if you're allowed to break it, I don't want to break it.
Yep.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I
Like,
get what you're saying,
oh,
yeah.
this is an old broken computer already, and I'm going to hit it with a baseball bat and feel cool. No, give me someone's computer that they need.
You
know
want
what
to
I mean?
destroy something.
Yeah, I want to
You
wreck
don't-
someone's
yes.
like I want to fuck someone, and I don't do this anymore because I've changed as a person. But in my heart, I want to like fuck someone's day up. You know what I mean? Like I want
you want them to lose
I
files.
want to break some shit they have like a promising putting Pilot on, you know, like break their MacBook, and they're like, I didn't back up my Seinfeld spec script.
I've never been an angry person. That's an emotion I'm very uncomfortable with. It's something I don't do well around when people are fighting, or I can't watch UFC. Like I just don't do well with the emotion of anger. And I realized when I took my mom down to her brother's funeral that her family is a very angry family. They like to yell, they like to fight, and they're all very stubborn. And I actually brought up the rage room to my mom. I was like, I feel like I want to put you guys all in a room and give you baseball bats, and the only rule is you can't hit each other. Right. You know what I mean?
That's a hard rule to enforce, though. Once they're in the room,
family.
I was a big fighter, and it was so funny because like. I was fighting since I was young, and I always, in my mind, was like, I guess fighting is just part of life. You just fight all the time.
You fought a lot.
And then I got sober and was like, oh, it's real easy not to fight.
No one fights.
Yes. It was like, it's real easy to avoid this. And I haven't been in I've been close, but I haven't been in a fight in 16 years since I've been sober. And like before that, I've been in like hundreds of fights. And it's like, every single one had to do with being drunk.
Yes.
Like every single, like I beat up, this guy sold me fake Coke one time, right? Mm-hmm.
That's a fightable offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. He sold me fake Coke, and as a addict, instead of like I did a line, and I was like, that's not real. And as a like addict, alcoholic, instead of throwing it out, I was like, well, I'm gonna do the whole bag
just
in case there's anything.
Yes.
See
so
if
I just
you already
put
spent
out
your
like
money on
a
it.
2-inch wide rail that was
baking
like
soda
7 inches long. It was like snorted that whole thing. Was like, nope, definitely fake. And also I'm dying. But
drywall.
So I saw the guy out. And I beat the shit out of him, and I was like, you don't give me my motherfucking money. And he didn't have any money, and I stole his coat. It was the winter. I stole his North Face coat,
nice,
right?
Dude.
Well, hold on. And then, like, we were out. We were downtown somewhere. Not
now
in
you
Cleveland.
have 2 coats.
Well, hold on. 5 blocks later, I saw the actual guy who sold me fake coke. It was a lookalike. It was a lookalike. And then I can't beat up another guy because I already did the thing. Like, well, I'm tired, and it's like I already beat up a wrong guy, which is really guilty.
You got it out.
I stole a guy's coat. And it's funny, the guy the whole time was like, I didn't sell you anything. I'm like, don't lie to me, motherfucker. So I got to leave the real culprit alone because I'm so guilty in my head.
Do you understand that guy talks about you in therapy to this day? Shit. He's like, I was just hanging out at a bar and some guy came up to me.
He said I sold him fake coke.
I didn't have a coat. I was traveling, so I didn't have a time to buy one.
Yeah. Oh man, I felt so bad.
He's in town for some big job interview.
Yeah, right.
In New York City.
No. If you had seen this guy, he was not a job interview type of guy. He looked
like a coke dealer.
He looked like the kind of guy that would have sold. You know what? He probably did something, so I don't feel that bad. He was probably guilty of something in his life.
Something fucked up.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Maybe
a nice
not
way
to
to
you,
justify it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
No, it's not awesome. And I think I had told that story on a different podcast or something a long time ago, and I was somewhere. I was at the I was in like Tulsa or somewhere, and some guy goes, do the beating up the cocaine dealer bit. And I go, what? And I didn't realize I had told that story.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you know that? And then I was like, also, that's not a bit.
That's just a story.
That's just a story. And he was like, do it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it, but it's not that funny, and everyone here is going to hate me.
Right.
And that's what happened.
That is a good bit, actually. You should do it.
It went over okay, just more because I was messing with the guy who like yelled that out.
Yeah.
But I was like, how do you know that, dude? And I guess
was it you?
Yeah, was that you?
I'm so sorry.
Now, Jeremy, where are we at time wise? Because I have another segment, but we don't necessarily need to get to it.
A little over 40 minutes.
We got fucking tons of time. So I want to talk to you guys. I've been fascinated by historical shit brains.
'Kay.
And I've got a good historical shit brain today. So,
Ready.
Jimmy wouldn't know about this because he can't read. But the Oxford English Dictionary, which is sort of worthless as far as I'm concerned. I'm a Webster's guy, but
Yeah.
the Oxford.
That Miriam, you know?
Yeah. The Oxford English Dictionary is intense. Like it's the way it's set up is it's based on historical usage of every word. So they define every word in the English language by when it was first used down to when it was last used, and they give an example from literature or written works of everything. So it's like if you open up Webster's, they just make up like cat. The cat has fur. But
Right.
like Oxford English Dictionary, they cite the source of like its earliest use.
So it's
right?
the nerd. It's
Crazy.
nerd.
Well, it's also crazy because to do that
That's
is
a lot of
insane.
work.
Well, it's the most recent one I think is 20 volumes. It's like 25,000 pages long.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you can't list every...
It's insane.
That's
So
unbelievable.
the way they did it when they wanted to do it was they were like, obviously one person can't do this, right? Like that's crazy. So they let it be known, like this was in the 1880s, like 1870s, 1880s when they first did it. They let it be known that like they put out word lists, huge word lists, and they were like, we need the earliest possible examples of these words in literature. And they put it out to the public, right?
Oh, wow.
And so this guy was just sending in more than anyone. He was the shit, like just on top of his shit.
He knew all of it, yeah.
He knew all of it and was like just sending them in. And like the editors were like writing him back like, dude, you're fucking like killing it. And by the way, what I do is I read things and then I forget most of it and tell it to you. So
Sure.
nobody take this as
We'll fill
hard
it in.
and
Yeah.
fast fact.
Mm-hmm. We're both just looking at you like puppies. They're like,
yeah.
yeah, and then
So-
what happened?
So this guy was like killing it, right? And they were like, hey man, like we want to come visit you. Like this is amazing. Like you're getting this puppy off the ground. Like then he was like, nah, probably not. Like lay off that, you know? And the guy was like, let us visit you. And he's like, nah, dude. Like, and so finally the main editor goes to the return address on one of the things he had sent.
He slipped up.
It's the fucking Broadmoor Lunatic Asylum in London. It's just a full on schizophrenic. Now this was back when like your life in like prison like depended on how much money you had.
Yeah.
Like they kind of let you live how you could live. And so like this guy his family had money. So he would like could get books and like live, but he was just a fucking nutcase, full on schizophrenic
Straight
that just read books all day long. His name was William Chester Minor. And he was in prison because he killed this dude who he just saw, very much like my Coke story. He just killed a dude who he saw walking down the street who his mind told him had been breaking into his house. Total stranger,
Yeah.
murdered him, and this guy built the Oxford English Dictionary. Later on, he started to have delusions that he was being kidnapped every night and taken to Istanbul to fuck kids.
Okay.
And this guy,
QAnon, dude.
well, hold on, the fucking honor on this guy. You know what he does, Jimmy?
What's that?
Cuts off his own dick.
Nice.
Solves the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes. If
He
they're
goes, you
gonna
want me to make... You're going to make me fuck kids.
yeah,
No
Nice.
more.
yeah. So this guy that was like this hero, and that
He's a fucking hero.
exactly. And it's like, so this guy built the Oxford English Dictionary, then wrongly thinks he's a forced pedophile. There's real pedophiles who don't even have the fucking
the balls to cut their own dick
the
off.
common courtesy to cut their own dicks off. This guy's not a real pedophile. Cuts his own dick off just out of respect for these kids. He's not even fucking.
He's
So
a hero.
I would like to see that episode of To Catch a Predator where the dude walks in and he's like...
Schizophrenia.
No,
He's like, no,
really?
I've been kidnapped.
Yeah.
He's just like, what are your intentions here? And the guy's like, ah! And just like shouts his own,
Yeah.
I'll never do it again.
well, do you know what's interesting? This is what and I'm not. I don't want to give anyone. By the way, Jeremy, if you could read about William Chester Minor and see if there's anything I'm missing, or if I was right in any way, I'd appreciate it.
Everything.
But what I've always
He's gonna pull it up and be like, "This is some like."
It's not even a dude.
No.
It's just
I don't in any way want to protect pedophiles.
As
Right?
it turns out, he's actually just a miner. Like, he mines things.
What?
No, I'm just
minds.
kidding.
Oh, that was a joke.
Minds.
God damn it.
No, you don't have to show us because it's a lot to read, and Jimmy can't. But
There's numbers there.
there are numbers.
I love this guy.
He's great, but here's the thing: you bring up To Catch a Predator, and this I don't want to give. Oh yeah, he was also
He was in America. He
Oh,
fought in the Civil War.
Yeah, he's
and then
American.
he moved to England. Yeah.
He thought moving would cure his schizophrenia, which let me tell you, never does the trick. Never does the trick.
Like, I've been to so many cities.
Yeah, it's just like,
Showing up in L.A.
yeah,
like, woo!
yeah, the devil in my brain can't catch me in Omaha.
There's no trains in this way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But so you bring up To Catch a Predator, and look, I'm not here to give advice to pedophiles, but I've always
It's an important statement to make. It is.
that's Jimmy's job. But
Listen, it's a sickness. You're okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
all right.
people like you. There's a clip they have of me on the radio saying, "I don't want to support Hitler." It's just like,
but I've always wondered this, right? Like, why don't those guys? Because they've never. I think pedophilia must go hand in hand most often with being stupid, right? Because they've never actually chatted online with an underage girl, right? And it's been a fake the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I'm like, what is the crime? Like, if I were a pedophile and got caught by Chris Hansen, as soon as I saw Chris Hansen, I'd be like, dude, I knew that was a grown up pretending to be a kid. Like, that was what we were playing at, you know?
oh,
and
you
then,
would make it like role play.
yeah, and then how would they ever prove any differently? Because you have been talking to a grown up, right? So, like,
I think that's how half of them get off. Most of them get off of that shit.
do they?
Yeah.
And then, but they're still allowed to show it on TV.
Right.
That's
I think
weird.
you sign a release form or something where you're just
so
like,
funny
yeah,
to
put
be
it
like,
up there.
fuck yeah, I'll be on TV. What's the?
That's how most of
What are
America
the
is.
residuals on this?
Hollywood brain. Just like, woo, yeah.
My big break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right.
I had
Legal.
I don't think it
legal
matters
Brendan
because
talk.
you're not going into it.
I think when you show
you're not
up.
going. No, you're not going into the conversation, the chat conversation with another adult from the beginning. They think it's a kid.
they do, but it's not. So if you were to lie and say I knew it wasn't,
But they would say, "How would you know that?"
but they couldn't prove you didn't know it. Is what? And
I guess.
now I'm playing a real devil's advocate.
the
I
best-
don't want to be
On the
playing
wrong
just
side.
a guy trying to get every pedophile in the world off.
Hey,
but like,
here's-
if you use that defense, I don't see how it's breakable. If you're just
Yeah.
like, I knew that. I could tell from the tone of the text that this
Yeah.
was role play. Like, leave me alone, Chris Hansen. But now we've ruined the podcast and I'm a pedophile. I hate pedophiles.
Yeah,
I should
fuck
make that
you.
clear.
Hey, Jeremy.
Wouldn't that be great if you guys like go to find your email list off of My Safe Neighborhood? Like that's where you start getting your like.
Hey, Jeremy, can you pull up child pornography real quick?
I had
That'd be
this kid in college. Do you know what a leaner is?
No, don't actually do it.
Do you know what a leaner is? So this dude on my hall put a leaner on this other guy's door, and it's basically, you know, those little like office-sized garbage
Like
cans.
pee or poop in it or something.
No, he
Oh.
just filled it up. He just filled it. Mary,
Dude,
Mary,
guys
what are you up to?
Guys in college are gross, and they would do shit like that. Where there's
So-
like everybody piss in this bucket, and we're gonna pour it on Donnie. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, we did have a game of making each other look at our dicks, but that was different. But a leaner is when you take like one of those garbage cans, fill it up with water, and then a door. Most college doors open inwards. You just lean it against the door. So as
So
soon
when
as
they
someone
open it,
opens the
yeah.
door, their dorm room like floor is
flooded.
flooded, right?
Nice.
And so a kid did that. Whatever, little prank, and then the other dude retaliated by signing him up for NAMBLA, which is the North American Man Boy Love Association. And the guy was like, dude, I'm on the fucking FBI list now. Like,
I can't fly.
Yeah, he was like,
I can't go home.
Yeah, he was like, that's not how pranks escalate, man. Like,
That's like the last
Shout
one.
out to that dude. I love that.
That's heavy. That's
Yeah.
just being like, oh, you slapped me, I'm gonna kill your mother.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm the
That's a
prank
big
king,
jump.
dude.
Are you?
We'll
what-
get into him.
We'll get into him.
Yeah,
okay,
at
I
some
can
point.
just tease him, Jimmy. I love that. Just set him up. We'll get into.
You
Jimmy's
know about
prank.
some of my shit.
I am a fan of pranks as long as they stay harmless, which they never do. It always ends up escalating to something where someone gets hurt or you end up fucking up like a part of their house that they have to pay to get repaired. And
Yeah.
like my brother, he pranked me when my dad died. He stayed in my apartment and there was literally maybe one day with a 2 or 3 hour window where I wasn't home when he was home. And for 6 months, I've been finding Twizzlers all over my apartment, hidden in jean pockets and in my socks and like behind. I'll go to like take a picture off the wall and Twizzlers will fall out. He hid Twizzlers all over my apartment.
That's not a prank. That's a gift. That's the gift
They're
that keeps
they're
on
old,
giving.
and you
oh,
can't
Twizzlers
eat them.
never
They're
get
hard.
old.
Have you ever seen a Twizzler break in half?
I've ate a fossil of a Twizzler. I ate the first Twizzler. I don't get that's
Right.
that's great, Mary. Your brother's like the Twizzler bunny.
No, he was hiding them in my like face lotion and shit. And I'm like, dude, that's $50 lotion. Like, what are you doing?
I used to have a bit about how expensive women's face.
It
lotion
is
was.
like
It's
don't
crazy.
mess with my cosmetics,
Yeah, it's
man. Don't
crazy.
put this in my eye cream. But I'm okay with Twizzlers with pranks like that. Like the one time we were house sitting for my friends who went on vacation, and I took all of their pictures and took them out of the frames and replaced them with pictures of me. It's
good. That's a good prank.
And that takes a while, like
Yeah.
because you don't look at the pictures on your wall every
Yeah.
day. It was like probably 2 months later. She's like, dude, every picture. And I was like, yeah, every picture.
My favorite prank that I know of, my brother's friend did this prank to these girls. Yeah, this girl he was dating and the girls that live with her. And you guys can use this. This is a very subtle, like, fucking enraging prank because no one will figure it out for a long time. He took like 8 of those, like, beef bouillon cubes. You know that you like,
Yeah.
they're like super, like,
Potent.
densely flavorful, and he unscrewed their shower head and packed them into the shower head,
You're gonna smell like
and so they just couldn't figure out for months. Like they had plumbers looking in the pipes, everything.
Why
They
did
were
I
just like, "Why do I smell like beef? Why is our water like?" Because it won't.
brown.
It has to sit for a while to like really get to broth. So it was just like mildly
Just
beefy,
enough. I
you
like
know.
that.
So it's
That's
just
a
like,
sick move.
why are we all smell like beef? Just like-
What is up with this? Yeah, dude, that's nuts.
So that was a good prank, but I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Of course, please, you can get it wherever you get albums. Check out Mary Santora's Hillbilly Boujee, and I will say, from a monetary standpoint, as a comedian, something you could really do to help her, tweet at the comedy channels on Sirius and say,
Yes.
I want to hear more of Mary Santora. That kind of thing really helps because that those Sirius is still an outlet that pays really well. Where can the people find you other than every day on the Alan Cox Show?
Yeah, so EllenCoxShow.com. We have a live stream that goes on YouTube every day, and it's basically a 4.5 hour, talk show.
Yeah.
And then Instagram is Mary Santora Comedy, Twitter Mary_Santora.
Okay, and I think we're still not sure of our release schedule, but this episode will come out by before the end of July. Anything you want to plug? Sorry, I can't give you a exact date.
No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm doing like 1 or 2. I'm always at Hilarities.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm usually there either opening or doing whatever. So hilarities.com, you'll usually find my name in there
Okay.
at some point. So if you're in the Cleveland area. If not, just check out the Instagram and Twitter. I'm always putting my travel dates up there too. So
Okay.
If not, fuck you. That's what Mary said.
And you can follow me at Airbud, EYREBUD on Twitter and Instagram, and Real Brandon Eyre on TikTok, where I'm accidentally famous. Jimmy, where can people find you, man?
Instagram, it's Insta Jimmie Graham, Jimmy with an IE, and then yeah, that's it. And then also all of us three, we're all doing the if this comes out beforehand, Dean Del Rey.
oh yeah.
What's the date on
at
that?
the Winchester, July 9th. And then tickets are still available for Liz Mealy as well on the 31st. So at the Winchester, they're available at thewinchester.com.
And Jimmy regularly runs shows at the Winchester, so check that out. And also, if it comes out after Dean Del Rey, you fucked up because we were great.
It was so good. One of the best shows I've ever done, to be honest.
That show is so sick.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
Hey guys, it's Brendan. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Shit Brains. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you review it, you rate it, all of that stuff really helps the algorithm. Throw us a follow at Shitbrains Show on Instagram and Twitter, Shitbrains Show on YouTube. You can email us your questions at shitbrainshow@gmail.com. We even have, for you hardcore fans, a Facebook group where you can go and you can chat and meet up with other fans. That's Shitbrains Show on Facebook. So, and then of course, if you really like it and you want some bonus content, we're coming out with a bonus episode every single week, plus a lot of other bonus content. You're going to want to get on there and check it out. Go to patreon.com/shitbrainshow. Later, Shitbrains.